If you never worked with miso before, then this video is for you. We tackle not one, but 5 recipes that has miso in it. We easily divided the chapters for easy reference. You can watch them as a whole or jump into each chapter. We will start our miso preparation with the easiest and simplest recipe: beans and miso sauce. For this recipe, you can use any type of beans: edamame, green beans, cut beans, whatever beans you have. We will start by steaming them. If you have one of those bamboo steamers, it's a great time to use them. Use it and steam the vegetable. I don't have one of those steamers, so what I will do, I will just simply boil them for a maximum of 3 minutes and then turn off the heat and let it cook for another 3 minutes. Salt the water. Once the water starts to boil, it's time to add in your beans. Cover and let them cook. Turn off the heat, and with that, your vegetables are done. Let's turn our attention to the sauce. This sauce will end up covering the whole beans. Start by adding soy sauce. You can use regular soy sauce or low sodium soy sauce, whatever you prefer. The amount here is about 1/3 of a cup, which is about 80 ml of soy sauce. This is optional, but if you prefer a little heat, you can add some chili flakes. The amount you add is also optional and up to you. Here I added about 2 tablespoons of chili flake. Then grate about 4 cloves of garlic. This might seem a lot, but in this recipe, this amount works. Then grate about 1/2 inch of ginger, which is about 1.5 centimeters of ginger. Then we add the star of the recipe, miso paste, about 1/2 teaspoon. Then we incorporate all the ingredients together by whisking them. Whisk them until they mix well. Then we add the sesame seeds. Here we added roasted sesame seeds. If you can't find roasted sesame seed, you can add regular white sesame seeds. Here the amount of sesame seeds we added is about 1 tablespoon. Once you're done with all the whisking, don't be tempted to pour it immediately on the beans. Cover and let those ingredients come together for about an hour. All that's left for us to do now is get a serving plate, add the beans, and pour the sauce on top of the beans. And that's it for our first miso recipe. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them below. Now we will move to our next miso recipe, and this one has potatoes. Add some water to a large pot with some salt. Add your potatoes to the water. The amount of potatoes you should use will depend on the size of your oven dish. I will be using an 8" by 8" oven dish, which is about 20 centimeters by 20 centimeters. For that, I will be needing a 1 pound bag of potatoes, which is about half a kilo. For this recipe, we can't be too picky about the type of potatoes we will use, but any type of baby potatoes should be fine, and any color should do. Red, purple, or what we're using, yellow potatoes. All is fine. While the potatoes are boiling away, we will work on the miso butter paste. What we will need is about half a stick of butter. To that, we're going to add 2 tablespoons of miso paste. Grate about 2 cloves of garlic. Make sure that your butter is at room temperature so you can easily mix it into the miso paste. After about 20 minutes, your baby potatoes should be done. Get your oven dish out. Using a non-stick spray, spray your oven dish. If you don't have non-stick spray, you can use regular neutral oil like sunflower oil or canola oil. Layer your potatoes next to each other, just like that. What we're going to do is we're going to smash them using the bottom of a glass. Make sure that you fill every bit of the oven dish. Now we can say it's filled because we can't see the bottom of the dish. And now we can start to cover the butter miso paste on the top of the potatoes. You can either spread the butter evenly or you can just do it randomly, just like what I'm doing now. To finish off the miso butter cooking, into the oven it goes at the top shelf at 392 degrees Fahrenheit or about 200 degrees Celsius. Or you can put it on the grill or the top broiler just to Cook the butter and miso together. You can leave it for about 15 minutes. In the meantime, you can cut the green part of the scallion for garnish. After 20 minutes and a very hot oven dish, this will be the result. Garnish the top of the potatoes with the green part of the scallion. Add some roasted sesame seeds. And with that, we are done with the miso butter potato. If you have any questions or comment about the miso butter potatoes, leave them below. Our next recipe will be salmon. This will be an air fryer recipe. If you're interested in air fryer cooking, then keep watching. We will start with adding some soy sauce. You can use regular soy sauce or low sodium soy sauce. To that, we're gonna add plenty of honey. Also, if you're interested in more air fryer recipe, let me know in the comments. Followed by about 2 tablespoons of miso paste. Whisk all that together. And Japanese mayo. Very important to have Japanese mayo. Continue whisking those ingredients together. If you haven't come across Japanese mayonnaise before, this is what it looks like. Without the fancy outside packaging, and it's usually this brand. Once the marinade is done, it's time to add in the salmon. Make sure that you cover the salmon completely with the marinade. Cover and let it rest for a minimum of half an hour and up to a day or overnight, and don't forget to leave it in the fridge. Now that the fish is marinated, it's time to add it to the air fryer. Cook the salmon in the air fryer for about 12 minutes at 180 degrees Celsius, which is about 360 Fahrenheit. After the 12 minutes, this is the result. Some serving suggestion for the salmon. You can have the salmon with rice, with vegetables, or even pasta. If you have any questions or comment about the salmon, feel free to leave them below. If you're enjoying this video so far, please consider subscribing to the channel and ringing the bell to get notified about new videos. Subscription costs nothing, but it really helps us out. And if you liked the video so far, please consider giving us a thumbs up. And now to our next recipe, miso eggplant. To get the recipe to work, you can either cut the eggplant lengthwise, just like what I'm doing, or if you prefer, to cut your eggplant round. Whatever you do, don't cut it into small cubes. That won't work with this recipe. To help out with the frying and let the miso sauce get absorbed into the eggplant, cut some grill marks into the eggplant, just like that. Also, it makes them look much better. Salt your eggplant. We are now ready to fry the eggplant. Remember, eggplants need plenty of oil, so add an adequate amount of oil. Your oil should be neutral, like sunflower oil or canola oil. No strong flavored oils like olive oil. It will mess up with the miso. Heat up the oil. Once your oil is hot enough, it's time to start frying. You should fry the eggplant between 3 to 5 minutes on each side. You want it to be cooked and ready to eat. Once the eggplant is done, it's time to remove it and let it sit aside on a plate with a paper towel to drain excess oil. Now we will work on the miso paste for this recipe. You will need about a cup of rice vinegar, I'm using a Japanese rice vinegar. Then we're going to add about 2 tablespoons of sugar, regular crystal white sugar. Follow that with a tablespoon of miso paste. Mix all those ingredients together until they are well incorporated. Now that your miso glaze is ready, set up your oven tray. You can line it up with some tin foil. Line up your eggplant on the oven tray. If you have a grill, you can do the same with your grill tray. Pour the miso glaze on top of the eggplant. Then take your eggplant to the oven and put them on the top shelf, on the top of the heat. You want to just cook the top of the eggplant. That's why you can use a grill also. Grill the top of the eggplant for a maximum of 5 minutes. After 5 minutes, this should be the result. All that's left to do now is to add some garnish to the top of the eggplants. We are going to add some sesame seeds. If you have any questions or comment about this eggplant miso recipe, feel free to leave them below. And now we are ready to move to our fifth and final miso recipe, and this one is gonna involve salad dressing. If you followed the episodes from the beginning, you probably can see where this is going. We have our star ingredient, the miso paste. In addition, we're gonna add some lemon. 1 large lemon is enough. Followed by, you guessed it, tahini paste. Whisk all those ingredients together. Since our first recipe, we've been adding sesame seeds, and tahini paste is basically sesame seed. So tahini paste and miso paste should go together perfectly. If your dressing is too thick and you want to thin it out, you can always add a little bit of water. That's it. Your salad dressing is ready to be served. You can add this to any salad you like, or to any salad you think it will go well with this dressing. If you have any questions or comment, please feel free to leave them below. Thank you for watching this bit of the series or all of the episodes until the end. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing to the channel and giving us a thumbs up, and sharing the videos with your friends who like Japanese food.